you know? And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to just offer more education, more authenticity, man. There's more of that, you know? It's what people want to see. And there's always going to be a place for going fast and stuff like that. But like I said, I think YouTube is doing a good job. Even though I don't necessarily agree with it, I think that everybody should be able to monetize their content. I kind of wish, I don't know. The only other alternative that I can think of, which really isn't an alternative because YouTube's not going to do it, but allowing, because you can select certain content for members only to make sure that you're getting monetized, or make sure that you're, you know, kind of still getting paid, but YouTube is still taking it down if they analyze it and see that it is, they think it's dangerous or whatnot. So, you know, you can't necessarily win everywhere, but I kind of wish that they would allow you to keep the content and not monetize it, but allow it to stay kind of behind a paywall for your members only if they want to enjoy it. I think that's a cool alternative, perfect alternative. And I think that's something that you probably may be able to do already. Something that you may be able to do already, but I just think that, you know, you just turn the monetization off, make it for members only, and people can still watch it, you know, and you keep everybody on the platform. Well, I think it's a perfect alternative, man. But like I said, I want to give people content. I want to give you guys like real shit, you know what I'm saying? Me exploring my city in a somewhat safe manner, you know what I mean? A somewhat safe manner. You don't have to be reckless, and you know, it's just better all around for everybody, man. Especially when you get to collab with other influencers and stuff like that. I think it's dope. I just saw a guy. Actually, it's kind of funny because this guy that I kind of been following, Hard City Raindrops, I didn't realize he was in Austin, but he's really, really close to me. He shares somewhat the same sentiments towards riding, and it would be really nice to collab with people like that, man, when you're so close. And you know, I think that's honestly where it's going to start. Is let me slow down. Is influencers getting together and promoting safety. I made a comment on somebody that I watch, Hollywood. He makes some really good videos and stuff like that, and I just, you know, I commented on this thing and I said, hey, like, let's be real, because he was talking about the ghost racing and, you know, how people think it's a cult, and, you know, ghost versus quiet in racing, and you know, the pop-ups that they do and stuff like that. If it influences negative behavior, things of that nature. If it influences negative behavior and things of that nature, and I was just like, well, the thing is that we got all these influencers like Fastlane D, SOK Ralph, etc. do pop-ups, you know, at the meets, at these Dionysi meets and all these different meets. They can pop up and sell merch there, and then people are leaving the lot and they're doing wheelies and shit, and then, you know, they're crashing, you know what I'm saying? Like the incident up in Dallas. You know, it's I'm just like, let's be real. How many people are gonna show up to an event if they were to host an event at MSF course? You know what I'm saying? Like, if they hosted an event at an MSF course, how many people are gonna show up? And I'm like, would you even show up? Because I know I would show up. You know what I mean? Like, I know that I would show up to something like that. And I think that it would actually promote a healthier riding lifestyle, and they would be able to actually not make their fan base and people that look up to them and watch them on such a large scale and support them on a large scale, to know that they're also promoting rider safety. They're not responsible for me or you or anybody that is influenced by them on decisions that we make on the road. I get that, but at the same time, as they promote themselves and their businesses and things of that nature, they should also be promoting safety. And it's just something that they don't do. You know, it's just something that they don't do. And I think that's a shame. You know, I think it's a shame because we need it, man. Riders need it. People need to be aware. Even though it's fucking, you know, even though it's cool to be a little rowdy and reckless, allegedly, you know, it's also cool to promote basic skills and know-how. A lot of people are jumping on bikes, and a lot of people that are dying, getting in severe accidents or wrecks. A lot of these people, man, they absolutely, most of them don't even have a license to operate a motorcycle. You know what I mean? Most of them don't. And then a lot of them that maybe do, no, I'm going to say the ones that don't are usually the ones that are obsessing over these influencers, obsessing over the bikes that are glorified, that are, you know, really, really cool. And they're going out and they're buying leader bikes as their first bikes. They're going out and they're buying 600s as their first bikes. They don't have a license, and they're getting hurt, man, or they're hurting other people. I can't really say much for the like the Dallas incident. Now, it was just unfortunate, man. Like, it was unfortunate that they said that there were some severely injured people in that. You know, it's fortunate that nobody lost their life, but it was unfortunate that to hear that the rider at the front of the pack, his tire blew off. I don't know if that could have been prevented or not. But again, you're going to these meets and you're doing meetups and these big group rides. We like to show off. You know what I mean? People like to do burnouts and stuff like that. And if you're doing burnouts all the damn time, you're not necessarily looking at your tires all the time, or you should be. So, you know, I can't really say like his tires were out of commission before he even went on that ride. I can't say that. Possibility, right? It's a possibility. But I can't say that for certain. But sometimes things like that can be avoided. When you meet up with your boys or whoever it is and you're doing group rides, everybody should be kind of checking everybody's bike. We do it anyway. Every time people pull up, oh, that's a nice bike, man. We're looking at it for the appearance sake, but before you get on that ride, it needs to be like some kind of safety brief or something. Everybody needs to battle check each other, you know what I'm saying? And say, hey, look, I don't know, my group does it. My group does it a lot, you know what I mean? We check everybody's stuff like, hey, do you need zip ties? Look, fairing is falling off. Man, your damn turn signal's not even there no more. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, these are things that should be done. You know what I mean? Things that should be done. It can help. It can definitely help. Things that should be done, man. Should be and could be done. I'm gonna watch this car. I don't know what he's doing. Pretty sure he's gonna try to merge, but you know, like I said, man, a lot of these things could be avoided. But then again, to me, it should be the responsibility of all of us to just educate each other in the midst of having fun, man. Also promoting safety. You know what I mean? A lot of people only promote gear in their videos simply because they're going to get paid for it. They don't necessarily care about your safety. I'm not saying everybody does it. I'm just saying, generally speaking, that's what it is. You know what I mean? Generally speaking, that's just what it is. That's what it is. Like it or love it, hate me, fight me, whatever you want to do. But these people, man. You go to their Instagram, they got about 10 to 15 different discount codes that you can use for everybody. They got MBT, they got Raven Motor, they got all these damn gears, and they don't care about none of them, right? They don't care about none of them, and they don't care about you. They just want you to go buy it, hopefully, so they can get a commission off. They don't really care about your safety, you know. It just sucks, man. It sucks because nobody cares about safety right now. Nobody cares about safety right now. You know what I mean? To me, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt the community, man. It hurts the community. It hurts the community, man, because don't you do it. Don't you do it. Like I said, man, you gotta have a battle buddy mentality, in my opinion. You may not be the coolest guy for promoting safety. You may not be the coolest, you know, you may not be the coolest guy for promoting safety. But who cares, you know? Who cares? It is what it is. I, for one, can tell you right now that the guys promoting safety at the meets, they're if you're promoting safety at these meets, honestly, everybody kind of looks at you like a lame. They're like, bro, you don't need all that. You know what I'm saying? We're used to watching, you know, Brian 636, Jigsaw, these guys have master control over their vehicles, man. They practice so hard. Max Wrist, Mad Max, all these guys, man, that have absolute super control over their vehicles, man. Like, these guys, they're a different breed, man. So, you know, it's hard to, not everybody can mimic that, and everybody just thinks they can get out on the road and do that stuff, man. I mean, these guys, they be doing some crazy stuff, and I'm just surprised all the time, because, like, they're so talented, man. Holding phones and cameras, one hand, doing wheelies with the other. It's like, it is insane. But everybody thinks that they can go out and do that shit, and they find out. They fuck around and find out that they can't. Find out that you can't. And I'm getting sick too. Do I want to get on there? I don't think so. I just got like gas the other day, yesterday. I already need gas again. But yeah, man, you know, we need better accountability in this space. I think the best way, or one of the best ways we're going to do that, is if we ourselves have to change the culture, you know. And it'll be easier if the guys at the top led the way, but, you know, kind of unfortunately, they're gonna kind of do what is necessary for them. You know, if they got a certain brand that they're trying to promote, that's what they're gonna stick with until they feel the need to absolutely have to evolve. You're gonna see, like, you can see guys like that are evolving. Like I said, Fastlane D is probably like one of the best, or actually not even Fastlane D. I would say IMK is probably like one of the best at I would say what most people would say being boring, because he's got all these cool bikes, super fast bikes, limited bikes that go really, really fast. And yet he doesn't go out there and he's not doing the things that you would see some of the other guys do, like the S1K Rafas and the S1K Rockets out in the public streets. You know what I mean? So I think it's just crazy. People think that you still gotta be crazy and reckless to be not necessarily YouTube famous, but to be relevant. And like I said, I've gotten heat. I've gotten a lot of heat. You know, the same. I've had people say it before, oh man, you do a lot of cruising. I do a lot of cruising because that's what I like to do, you know? If you're doing a lot of cruising, why don't you just get another cruiser? Why'd you get a sport bike? Because I wanted a sport bike. Why'd you get a liter bike? Why'd you get a 600 or something if you want to cruise? Because this is my money and I want to do whatever I want to do with it. You know what I mean? Like, why do I gotta impress you? I simply just want to make content. Somebody will like it and somebody won't. Do I want to learn how to do wheelies and stuff like that? Sure. Am I going to post it? Probably not. Because unless I'm on like a private road, probably not. You know what I'm saying? Like, probably not. Why? Because it's gonna get you banned. Maybe not banned, but if your goal is to get monetized, if your goal is to get monetized and stuff, doing that stuff is just gonna get you demonetized. So people are gonna have to start thinking outside the box, man.